Where are you, Christmas? Why can't I find you? One game for PS2. There's so many bad games and even jank games. Does Christmas exist too? Where are you, Christmas? Do you remember when we were meant to have fun? I just want one game for this season. Did Christmas change for the PS2? Merry Christmas, everyone! Yes, it's that time of the year where, if you're up for it, you can celebrate this holly jolly season with family, friends, or even just yourself, and have a seasonal good time. And during that time, while you're getting festively plump, enjoying the turkey, the trimmings, the chocolate, the eggnog, the hot cocoa, and everything else in between, singing some jolly holly Christmas songs and getting some good seasonal cheers, maybe you're in the festive mood as a gamer to play some Christmas games. Halloween gets its fair share of spooky games, and when people are in the spooky mood, you can play some scary games. So last year, that happened. It was Christmas Eve, and I felt like it was a good time to find a night to myself and stream and play one of the Christmas games on the PS2. And my choice was the Polar Express, a PS2 game based off the movie with the same name, starring Tom Hanks, and yes, I just thought, why not? Very rarely do I get a chance to stream around the Christmas season. I'm usually busy with family and friends. I had a time to do it, and I thought, let's at least play one of the Christmas games on the system, because there's, with over 2,000 games I own on the PS2, there had to be some Christmas games to enjoy, and here was one of them that I thought I would decide to play for the challenge. So I was lucky enough on Christmas Eve to have a free evening to myself and decided for the Christmas spirit I might as well play one of the Christmas games on the system. And the Polar Express very much does follow the movie in itself. It has the cutscenes from the movie, and then after that it follows a lot of the movie in itself. You'll be traveling on the Polar Express to our destination to visit Santa, and along the way, yes, you'll be doing different objectives to entertain yourself, or for the target audience, mostly kids, will be having different opportunities to enjoy their train journey onto the final expedition of the North Pole. Most of the time, you are just going to be tasked with mini games on the train. Here's one of the examples. We've got to try and win an epic tennis match and then go on to the next cart, and each cart has their own different scenario to change things up. There are boss fights along the way amongst all the mini games that you're going to be doing, and they are all very, very easy to do, honestly. There's nothing too challenging about this game, and I guess that's what makes it a fun game and a fun experience in itself. There's nothing truly award-winning about the Polar Express, but it does enough, I think, to make it an appealing game. Here's another one of the minigames where we have to catch up and race ahead of the train, and if we don't get there in time, we have to redo the level again. All these levels are quite short anyway, and for the target audience, it's never a true challenge. Because I've played some of these movie tie-in games, and it can be a lot worse to wear. I would say that the only real issue about the Polar Express is it is a very short experience. I got to the very final stages of the game, met up with the main man himself, and was able to save Christmas within 2 hours and a half, which for a PS2 game, even one that's a movie licensed one, is an incredibly short game. And there isn't really much replayability about this. Yeah, you could go back and play the game again, but there's no real high scores. It's just one linear experience with some mini games along the way, and because of that, it can be quite the forgettable experience. If you played this or paid full price when this came out, I'd feel like any kid that got this on Christmas even, you'd have beaten this in a day, a night, a Christmas Eve, and you would never probably ever pick this up again. Yes, maybe that's the whole point. Christmas games are very short-lived anyway. Seasons come, seasons go, and Santa does eventually fly away and say Merry, Merry Christmas. One cute thing, though, that the PS2 experience does have is that it offers an iToy exclusive minigame collection. And if you go to the bonus content section of the game, you can set up your iToy camera and do these goofy little minigames. One of the most biggest minigames is driving the Polar Express yourself to the final destination. So if you had the family round, you could get out the iToy and all have fun driving your own Polar Express. It's a pretty fun little minigame, honestly, and it's nice that they decided to give a little unique feature for the system, especially because iToy was such a huge commercial product anyway. It's nice that THQ and Warner Brothers decided to add this game as well, to add a bit more meat to a very small and kind of lacking experience, really. So yeah, hats off to them for messing around and adding some other little features for someone like me especially to enjoy even to this day. So that is the Polar Express on the PS2. It's more of a glorified minigame compilation. It's got a little bit of platforming in, it's got some boss fights, but it does a good job at following the source material. And it has some bonus exclusive PS2 support with the iToy, and you can have some fun mini games and enjoy that as well. But it does do what it's meant to do and follow the movie, which is a bunch of kids getting on the Polar Express and eventually visiting and seeing Santa and his elves and helping save the day. But it's when I did beat Polar Express and said to everyone, I'm going to play another Christmas game maybe next year to get into the holiday spirit again, that I realized that the PS2 has a distinct lack of Christmas on it. And what I mean by that is that I have over 2,000 PS2 games. I nearly have the entire Western, North American, European libraries of PS2 games, all being localized from either Japanese markets or developed in European and American territories. And with that, there is no more existence, really, to my knowledge, of Christmas games, which is a real surprise. Like, you have, well, one of the biggest crimes I think even is that there is a Grinch video game that came out on the PlayStation 1 and the Dreamcast, which is considered a 6th gen console. And with that, the Grinch being such a big, huge IP, even today, the Grinch is involved in so much media that we never got a port of either of these, upscaled or however they could have done it, and put it on the PS2. It's been done before. Some of the older Disney games got PS2 ports, at least in European territories, so I thought maybe they would have done the same with the Grinch, but they didn't. And with that, the whole Christmas concept on PS2 is really a fantasy in itself. It's lacking on the ground. And I know what you're going to say. Some of you out there are going to say, there is a Christmas game on the PS2. And I get what you mean. There is Christmas in the title, and obviously I will address the elephant in the room right now. You're probably talking about The Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie Boogie's Revenge. Now, I haven't played this one much myself, but let's give a shout out to another fellow challenge runner doing 6th gen content, Big Tall Not Small. He did play this and I was able to catch some of his streams and see what the fuss is all about. The Nightmare Before Christmas is a game developed by Capcom, and it really is Devil May Cry with a different coat of paint using the Nightmare Before Christmas IP. And it serves as a sequel to the movie in itself, where you are playing as Jack Skellington trying to deal with the problems that are still occurring, as well as the resurrection of Oogie Boogie, the antagonist from the first movie. The issue though really with the Nightmare Before Christmas video game that came out on the 6th gen consoles is that it mostly is this gothic, dark, more sinister tone to the game. There isn't really a whole lot of Christmas about it. Yes, there are some minor elements, and about, as you can see here, about 4 hours into Big Tool's playthrough, you do unlock one of the costumes or abilities of the game. The ability in question obviously is the infamous Sandy Claus outfit that Jack was enamored by when he saw Santa Claus in Christmas Town. And it is one of the gameplay elements of the game. Yes, you can dress up as Santa Claus, but does that make it a fully, truly Christmas experience? It actually takes a very long time to actually hit the true Christmas portions of this game. As you can see, Big Tool takes about 12 hours in his playthrough, and there's not really a whole lot of this Christmas section to be had. There's only really a couple of stages. This serves as the final epilogue of the game, and really how the game wraps up. And when I was watching him play bits of this, I started to realize, oh, you know, this is really much more a Halloween game than it is a Christmas game. But I guess if we really wanted to say anything, yes, there is some Christmas elements in the game. But would I consider this a Christmas game? It's a stretch. It's very much like saying Devil May Cry games are Halloween games because there's demons in it and there's like evil behind it. Just because this has a little bit of winter, a little bit of a Santa outfit, a tiny bit of Christmas, is it actually considered a Christmas game? It's very much a stretch in my opinion. And that's what I mean about The Nightmare Before Christmas. It has Christmas elements in it, but for most of the majority of the game, I'd say about a good 3/4 of the way through, it's mostly Halloween, dark, creepy. The colors, the atmosphere is all very much Halloween. There is the final few stages where we get to dress up as Jack Skellington in his Christmas costume, and we get to go to Christmas Town. But does that make it a Christmas game? I don't think so. And with that IP already being talked about, I can give another pretty much good example of another Christmas game that exists but is in a very tiny, tasteful form. And that is the Nightmare Before Christmas world in Kingdom Hearts 2. In that game, you go to Christmas Town and you do a lot of plot involving Oogie Boogie, Santa Claus, and you spend a time in Christmas Town in Kingdom Hearts 2. But it's a very small morsel in a huge game. There's loads of other Disney worlds it's buried under. It's got Lion King, it's got Pirates of the Caribbean, so many more. So it's just a taster, and I wouldn't really consider it a Christmas game. But that's maybe just my opinion of it, of what I really want for Christmas. But still, there is now the technicalities, I guess we can go into, about what is Christmas. There are a lot of PS2 games out there, don't get me wrong, that we could consider being a little bit Christmassy instead. And why not? I'll just now go into it more about what I consider be honorable mentions of what, if you needed to, and you had a PS2 sitting around, could play these games for Christmas and consider them the holiday spirit of Christmas on the PS2. If we're gonna stick to the example of Christmas inside a game, Bully does have its own Christmas storyline. During your whole year in school, winter does come, and we have to experience Christmas while inside the school. And it even comes with us earning our crappy Christmas jumper as a gift from our mum. And you do go through the game itself, celebrate Christmas, and go through different Christmas themed quests to get into the holiday spirit, including putting on the show of a lifetime with your Christmas festivity play as you dress up as the Nutcracker and truly get into the holiday mood. So yeah, we'll definitely give a Bully an honorable mention as well. Then, is this is very much a Christmas game as Nightmare Before Christmas was. So yes, I'm sure many of you would have mentioned this anyway. Here was another of a strong example of Christmas that exists on the system. Another example I will have to give as well is James Pond, codename Robocod. Now, believe it or not, this game has been ported on nearly every platform you can imagine. Hell, it's even been given a Switch port to show how many times this game gets ported on the different amount of systems out there. But yes, this game does have a Christmas plot behind it, but it is unbelievably minimal in plot that I really can't consider this too much of a Christmas game either. As you can see here from some of the gameplay already, Robocod is a platformer that you go from stage to stage and just go and try and beat each stage until you get to the very end of the game. Along the way, you will be going through various stages, and the point of going through these stages, where there's different themes going on, is to collect elves along the way. Santa's elves that are all strapped to dynamite and about to be killed, but yo, as we are Robocod, we're coming here to save the day and make sure that none of the elves end up in a dire situation. But if you can get through the length of the game and defeat the final boss, you do get treated to a final cutscene. What happens in that final cutscene? Well, of course, we defeat the antagonist and we save Father Christmas. There he is. Yes, the main man is in another game, so if you really want to push yourself and see Santa on the PS2 again, Robocod is technically another game we could add to the Christmas themed of games. At a stretch, we could say that Extermination is also a Christmas game with these reasonings, because it takes place on Christmas Eve, December 24th. And yeah, this game is about you fighting off aliens. There's another game I've not played, I've heard about, and yeah, this game, someone else told me this game takes place at Christmas, but honestly, the actual Christmas content in this game, I would imagine, is minimal at best. I haven't played this game, so I don't know the full plot. Maybe they mentioned that there's hell at Christmas or something, but for the most part, all I do know that it is a marine-based shooter where you're fighting these weird alien-like mutant things, kind of like The Thing in a way, but with more of a campy vibe to it. And staying on the theme of games that take place at Christmas, True Crime Streets New York is another game that happens during Christmas, but another one where there's so little Christmas going on, I really can't consider it a Christmas game. I haven't played this fully myself, but I know the basics of this game. I used to play this around my friend's house, and unless there's a lot more Christmas content than I think, it takes place during a snowy, cold New York time, and that is about it for the setting. But if there is more Christmas to it, so be it. But I do know this is another game that has a Christmas setting, but, I mean, look at this guy. Would you really consider this a Christmas game? Maybe it's as Christmas as Die Hard is a Christmas film. Who knows? And I think I activated some people's trap cards when I just said the magical words, Die Hard. Yes, Die Hard is considered a Christmas film, and there is a Die Hard game on the PS2. This game was in development hell, and I'm telling you right now, there is little to no Christmas in this game. It is a pretty terrible game anyway. It's pretty poor, and some of the later levels are really difficult. But yes, besides that, it's just a very cruddy, pretty minimal FPS game that I wouldn't really recommend to anyone. And I beat in my challenge not too long ago. Really forgettable experience with some really hard difficulty curve near the end of the game. And while we're talking about Christmas themed movies that have video games on the PS2, yes, Home Alone also does have a PS2 game, but once again, this is a sorry excuse for what they used as the IP. this is a blast entertainment game anyway, and shout out to my fellow PS2 challenger on a site who went through a couple of months ago and beat this game himself on the challenge. I haven't got around to playing this one myself, but this is how Home Alone plays. A very empty, hollow excuse of what they decided to pick up as a movie IP and sell it to the masses. Once again, I can't believe Christmas games don't exist, yet these kind of games did exist. There's a multitude of Christmas costumes in PS2 games as well. I played one not too long ago, Ready to Rumble Boxing Round 2, a launch PS2 title. And yes, there's a cheat code, or if you set your clock to the right dates, you get a Christmas-themed boxing ring. And there are Christmas costumes like Rumble Man here being a giant snowman. There are, as I just showed you here, examples of Christmas content, very minimal Christmas content, but if you want to have a go at boxing as a Christmas character, Ready to Rumble is a tiny example of getting festive while getting black and bruised. I could go into a deep rabbit hole and I could probably show off every game that has a costume themed around Christmas, but it would take a while and I would definitely miss some along the way. So I'll show off a few more here in this video of Christmas themed Christmas costumes, and you in chat could mention things I may have missed, or even actual games based around Christmas I don't think I have discovered myself, or maybe have completely forgotten, overlooked, or even know about. But yeah, here you go. Here are some showcases of some more PS2 games that have something Christmassy about them, be it costume wise, and maybe you yourself could consider these a Christmas game for your holiday playthroughs on the PS2. And that are the technical games. I've definitely missed a few. Please, in the comments later on, let me know other Christmas games or Christmas themes you know about on the PS2. I'd love to know, because I bet I've missed a lot. There's definitely like secret Santa costumes, secret Christmas levels, or other things that you could definitely discover on the system. But I'm talking about, you know, what is on the whole Western library of anything that ever came out to North America or the European regions for Christmas. And that is it. I'm even surprised that, like, SingStar never came out with a spin-off for Christmas songs, especially because SingStar very much was a London Studios-based company. Hell, I don't know why you couldn't have SingStar Christmas, because there were loads of Christmas songs, and definitely about, you could squeeze 20, 30 Christmas songs and sing along to them. I mean, if you could make a Naked Brothers Band PS2 game, surely somewhere out there could have come up with a SingStar Christmas. But hey, there we go. And I mean, along the lines as well, if you really want to be in the Christmas mood, you could play snow-based games like snowboarding. SSX is a good shout. There's skiing games, winter sports games. So if you want to maybe go, it's not Christmas, but it's winter, you can get away with that, but that's also a stretch. But I will say there is one more Christmas game on the PS2 that I can let you guys know about that you probably wouldn't know about. It's very much a hidden gem. I actually love this series, but I do know of one other Christmas game that if you want to be in the Christmas mood, in some ways, give this one a go. And that is Raw Danger. Oh, baby, now we're talking. My kind of game, Raw Danger. Yes, this game takes place at Christmas, and it is from the Disaster Report series. And here is a pure trailer for what is a true experience on the PS2. Probably one of my all-time favorite games. I haven't played it in the challenge yet, but I've played this game multiple times. I love it. And yeah, this happens during Christmas. A natural disaster survival game, multiple scenarios, multiple characters, and honestly, if you want a game that has a loose Christmas base behind it, please give this game a go. It's a beautiful, beautiful hidden gem. Yeah, if you want some Christmas joy, Raw Danger is the way to go. But yeah, it's crazy that there isn't actually really a Christmas game out there apart from Polar Express, which is a game based off of a movie, which is also a Christmas family fun time movie. So you're trying to go see Santa himself. But that's really all there is to it. I don't have any other Christmas games that, sadly, I could really say is a Christmas game. And that really does make me kind of sad because with all this other jank on the PS2, it would have been nice to at least have one other Christmas game to enjoy. But sadly, that isn't the case. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That didn't mean I was going to end there, though. No. Because there's probably some smart people out there that were going to say the example of one last Christmas miracle that mysteriously exists only in Japan. Some people may know of a game series called Mad Maestro. I haven't played this game myself, but it is like a musical conductor game. Very much a very obscure game to some, but other people may know about it. And this game had many spin-offs in Japan. And, believe it or not, Japan had one spin-off that I'm incredibly surprised about. Here it is. The Christmas miracle that only exists in Japan, Mad Maestro's Christmas Edition. And yes, this is a Maestro game playing all your Christmas classics. And I mean Christmas classics, not like, you're not going to get your Mariah Careys in here. You're going to have the proper Yuletime, old, orchestral, musical songs in this game. And yeah, a Christmas game in Japan only, with the word Christmas on the box. So, yeah, if you actually wanted a game that had Christmas in its title and has the Christmas vibes about it, sorry Nightmare Before Christmas, but Mad Maestro beat you to it. And this is the probably only official Christmas game on the PS2. And I'm very happy about it. It's weird that it only came out in Japan, especially because Japan ain't that big on Christmas. But hey, maybe they were trying to localize this game and it would have come to the West, but it never did. And there you go. So Christmas is saved thanks to the beautiful Eastern Japan developers and deciding to come up with a Christmas game for at least a Japanese audience to enjoy. And there is that. But there is my digress. It is so true. Christmas really is a lacking thing on the PS2. Even the PS1 has 2 Christmas games. It's a crime to me that The Grinch, the video game, had a PS1 release, a Dreamcast release, and they didn't think about maybe just upscaling it and putting it onto the PS2. And there's even a Santa Claus game on the PlayStation 1 in itself in name as well, but we never got a Santa Claus game on the PS2. The GameCube doesn't have any Christmas games technically either. It only has the Polar Express, but the GameCube library is a lot smaller. And if we're going with the Xbox, the other 6th gen console, hell, even that had a Christmas game, really. Technically, it was a rental-only game, but it had Outlaw Golf and its Christmas tie-in game there. Crazy to think that even the Xbox took a shot in the nuts to the PlayStation system and went, we've got Christmas, you ain't. And I'm very surprised that we never really got any Christmas games other than Polar Express in the West on the system. Either way, that is my video on PS2, Christmas, and how if it wasn't for Japan, it might not have been saved. But that's it. That is Christmas on the PS2, and I hope you enjoyed this long video of me talking about exactly what are the other possible Christmas games you could play this year or any other year when you're gathering around with family, friends, and having a bit of a retro spirit with your 6th gen consoles. And I hope you enjoy whatever games I've mentioned in the video, whatever way you go about it, be it you just play Polar Express, be it you play Raw Danger, or go Christmassy and just play some good old snowboarding SSX games, because there are that. In this video, I've only technically really beaten the Polar Express, but also I have beaten some of the SSX games, and all the other games mentioned, there is going to be a time and place I have to beat them, and when I do, I can't wait to enjoy them. Including one day, maybe not this Christmas, but another Christmas, I will enjoy finally Mad Maestro's Christmas Edition. But I'll stop yabbling on. All I will say is thank you so much for watching my Christmas special. I've always wanted to do a Christmas special video about the PS2, and here it is. Merry Christmas, everyone. I hope you all enjoy your holiday season, however you spend it. But thank you for spending part of your holiday season with me, and I hope you all have a lovely time. And I'll see you all next year, every year. I'm still going to be here playing PS2, beating PS2, and talking about PS2. Have a great, merry, jolly, happy Christmas. And I hope you'll have a lovely time. Thanks for watching.